Are you ready to have some scientist tea? Today we're going to talk about Homo habilis and whether or not it belongs in the Homo group. I'm super excited to gossip with you about science. Don't come at me. I am basically going to explain to you an article by Discovery Institute.
All right, grab your lab coats and popcorn because the world of paleoanthropology is bringing the drama. It turns out Homo habilis, one of the so-called early humans, might have been getting way too much credit, and scientists are calling it out. Let's break it down. So here's the scandal. For decades, Homo habilis has been living it up in the Homo Club, but was it ever really invited? Some researchers say it was forced in just to make human evolution look more straightforward. Louis Leakey and his crew originally labeled Homo habilis as Homo because they thought it was making tools. But guess what? That connection is highly dubious. Scientific translation? Probably wrong. So now Homo habilis is having a huge identity crisis. Turns out that it looks nothing like the other members of the Homo genus. It's got a completely different body shape, different locomotion, very different brain size, and even different teeth. So some scientists argue that it should more accurately be categorized as an Australopithecus. Scientist Ian Tattersall straight up called it a wastebasket taxon. Meaning that it's just a messy mix of fossils that probably belong to multiple species. Other scientists agree, calling it a sort of grab bag, or even a Homo waste bin. Seriously, academia has some really savage burns. So with a messy fossil record, we end up with messier opinions. The fossils we do have aren't that great. They're fragmentary, incomplete, and often leave scientists arguing over what species they even belong to. Some whole skulls have been recategorized as a different species or even put into an entirely different genus, depending on who's looking at them. Talk about confusion. So these paleoanthropologists Schwartz and Tattersall wrote this article in the Journal of Science in 2015, and here's their hot take. Essentially, they say it's time to scrap the old classification system entirely and start fresh. No more clinging to outdated labels just because they've been around for decades. They also point out that the idea that human evolution is a nice, neat, straight line really has got to go. Instead, human evolution was probably way more chaotic, full of evolutionary experiments, dead ends, and a ton of diversity. So what's the verdict? If Homo habilis was hoping for long-term residency in the genus Homo, it might be time to start packing its bags. It's looking more and more like it never really belonged there in the first place. One thing's for sure, scientists are not done arguing over this one, so stay tuned for more fossil-fueled drama.